Honestly, this isn't even a script I need to do a lot of research for, or have an insane amount of evidence to support my opinion about. In fact, if you just give me a microphone without any script or anything else as a matter of fact, I guarantee you that I could still list off and rant about every reason why I hate Dragon Ball Super. But just to make sure that any viewer watching this isn't subjected to my angry tirades, I'll still try to keep this as professional yet heartfelt as possible. Okay? Cool. Dragon Ball Super is a dumpster fire that's caused my hairline, or whatever's left of it anyways, to completely evaporate from existence. And I hate it.
Boo this man!
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, I hate Dragon Ball Super. And what you mean boo me? You can't boo me when I'm right. Screw that show and all the pain that it's caused me, okay? I don't think you guys understand. So, you know what? Let me explain. Listen to me, okay? I'm in no way a Dragon Ball hater. I repeat, I do not hate Dragon Ball as a whole. In fact, I grew up on it like many people did in the anime community, and it's actually up there as one of my favorite childhood animes of all time. Yeah, I know, crazy, right? Now how about you all put the pitchforks down and just hear me out for a second. When Dragon Ball Super was first announced, I was way too hyped for it, even though I knew it wasn't going to be long until I would be ready to grab my own Gallic gun and shove it down my own throat and pull the trigger.
Pause, that's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy, but I'll let you go, pause.
And after watching Battle of the Gods, I already should have known what type of time it was. They did my dog Vegeta so bad in that movie. When they had him dancing around trying to impress this hairless cat, naked mole rat looking motherfucker Beerus, man, shit had me sick to my stomach. When they shared their key so that Goku could turn Super Saiyan God, I basically had vomit creeping up my esophagus.
What's wrong? That's crazy.
That was nuts.
And when Super Saiyan God was just revealed to be this man Goku with red hair, man, I was throwing up worse than a pregnant, soon-to-be single mother with morning sickness.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Now, I'm not gonna lie and act like I didn't enjoy watching the movie, because any new Dragon Ball content was always a plus for me around this time. But when I first started watching Super, I immediately noticed things that would irk me. But I kept it pushing and continued watching. But now, that childish nostalgia that I was soaking up while watching the show at first is gone. And not only is it gone, it was murdered. Shot dead with about 35 Kamehamehas, 13 Destructo Discs, and a fucking Spirit Bomb just for the fuck of it. So now that my attachment to it is gone, I could fully violate DBS in peace.
It's showtime.
Like, for one, why the hell did they decide to change the art style to something that makes all the characters look like inflated bobbleheads? Shenron must have forgot to resurrect their muscles when he brought the show back to life, because why the hell are my fellow Saiyans? That's right, I said my fellow Saiyans reduced to looking like teenagers. I don't think you guys understand how much DBZ influenced an entire generation of people to go, hit the gym, train, and get their gains up. And you decide to go and ruin it. I feel like almost every time an anime or just show in general changes their art style, it always ends up for the worse. 7 Deadly Sins, American Dragon Jake Long, High School DxD. Oh wait, no. Scratch that from the record, okay? Scratch that last one from the record. But yeah, all these shows and all the other shows that have changed their art styles, whether it was because of switching studios, budget restraints, or just plain stupidity, that I've rarely ever seen it work in their favor. The animation itself, I guess, was pretty decent, and it made for some pretty epic moments sometimes, especially in the Tournament of Power arc. But during the slow moments, just staring at this baby bottle pop ass art was making me cringe. But I could have gotten over all of that. I could have gotten over the art style if it just wasn't for all the other bullshit about this show. You want to know the biggest thing that made me drop Dragon Ball Super? It's just a fucking rehash of the older Dragon Ball arcs. Let's take Battle of the Gods out of the equation for a second, and let's talk about it. In Resurrection of F, the main villain is the first big bad of the entire Dragon Ball Z series. Frieza was literally the first major antagonist in the entire show, besides maybe Vegeta, who ended up being an anti-hero turned good guy anyways, so I'm not even going to count him right now. That means that Dragon Ball Super is somehow trying to convince us that Frieza, whose biggest fear was Super Saiyan Uno, is an actual threat when we're fucking 73 iterations of Super Saiyan later. He's supposed to scare me when I saw future Trunks who couldn't even go Super Saiyan Roid Rage yet, literally slice him up into tiny pieces and blast him into the next dimension with one hand. And then he proceeded to throw up every gang sign imaginable before killing his father. He banged his set in King Cold's face right after killing his son in front of him. And I'm supposed to take this guy seriously as a villain after that? Didn't he come back in that movie Fusion Reborn too? And he got absolutely sunned. Not by Goku, but by Son Goku's son. Yup, he did. Gohan made this man look like the light work that he is, because guess what? That's exactly what he is, light work. I don't care how tan his skin gets. I don't care how black he becomes. You're not going to convince me that he's able to match our new Super Saiyan transformations by like training for like a month, like they're trying to convince us. That invalidates every episode I've ever watched of this fucking show, and I'm not going to let that happen. And I don't know how far you guys are into the manga, but spoiler alert incoming, because honestly, I don't really give a fuck. Let's be real. The moral arc is cool and all, but it's just to sell rehash with some makeup on it. He kept changing forms, even tried to blow up the planet or whatever when he was losing, and Goku gave him a senzu bean to bring him back to full health like the dickhead that he is. You know what? Side note, one of these days I'm gonna make a whole ass video about how this man Goku is actually a fraud, but I'll save that for another day. But for now, let's get back to Moro being one of Cell's seeds. Because, I mean, come on guys. Cell is somewhere in the afterlife right now looking up at him like he's fucking Big Draco himself.
Copy my whole fucking flow!
Oh,
word for word, bar for bar!
Oh!
No,
And listen, I like the Cell saga. It's arguably the best saga in Dragon Ball Z. But that doesn't mean I want to see it redone in Super by this fucking goat human hybrid over here. And another thing, Akira Toriyama, you be pissing me off, bro. I've been had beef with you for how you always do my dog Vegeta, Prince of all Saiyans himself, but I kept it on wraps, just out of respect for you and the show you running. You created one of the greatest animes of all time and inspired countless people in the process, but you're killing me now. Every time I go and give Super another chance, I always end up feeling like one of Logan Paul's NFT victims, and rightfully so, because you're a scammer, Toriyama, a false prophet, a phony. Just stop giving us the same shit. I'm tired of it. They're over here announcing a new series where Goku and the gang are kids again somehow? Wow, sounds familiar, huh? Almost as if the original Dragon Ball revolved around the whole plot where Goku was a kid. Almost as if the abomination of a GT had the same exact plot of Goku being turned back into a kid. I don't know what Toriyama's obsession with turning these people into kids are, but he needs to stop before I call Chris Hansen. There's no way you guys aren't seeing this, right? Like, please tell me if I'm bugging out right now. What are we doing here? I'm sick and tired of my childhood gems being turned into complete dog shit. Come on guys, let's just get a grip for a second. With all that being said though, I do think Dragon Ball Super can be a good thing for the newer generation to experience new episodes of Dragon Ball with. I guess that's just me kind of reaching for a positive, but that's just kind of how I have to look at it nowadays. Because that's the only way for me to rationalize this show and the changes they made without completely trying to off myself. They made it soft, and that's the only thing that the newer generation can stomach, so that's just the reasoning I'm going for, you know? It's unfortunate, but it's just true at this point. Nothing about the new show is better than the old one. Oh, what about the new Broly movie? Talk about how crap that movie was. I would, but I kind of liked it. And honestly, I think it has a claim to say that it's better than the original.
Oh, Squidward.
Don't think for even a second that I'm backtracking on what I said earlier though. This new Broly may be strong, and he may have a better movie, but let's be real. He doesn't exude the pure black Air Force energy that the old Broly does. I am glad they're finally making Broly canon though, and I'm actually looking forward to see his character development. But that's only if the new age Dragon Ball fans actually let Toriyama give him some. But I'll chill on that for now. But okay, I think I've rambled on long enough now. Let me know down in the comments how you feel about it. And whether you agree, whether you disagree, or whether you just think I'm a massive dickhead, I don't really know. You guys gotta let me know. Either way, I've explained my piece, and if you still don't get it, well...
And this man has got something to say to you! There! I think I made my point.